It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer exclusively brewed for Lidl. Now I reviewed some of these beers just over a week ago. We didn't have the casual pale from Salt Brewing Company in our local Barry Lidl's, but I was there last week, Friday actually, 3 days ago, and I came across it. So the Magic Rock, the Thornbridge and the Harbour Brewing Company beers are already reviewed on the channel with mixed reviews. Magic Rock being really good, Thornbridge being really good, the Harbour beer not being very good. They're £1.79 per can. I've got a good feeling about this. Salt have built a fantastic reputation for brewing supermarket craft beer. Now, I had heard of Salt before they went into the supermarket, and then all of a sudden they kind of launched, I think it was Huckerback, about 4, maybe 5 years ago in Tesco, and it took the supermarket craft beer scene by storm. It was fantastic. Huckerback IPA, I think it was about 5-6% ABV, £3 a can. I've not seen it in a while. Hopefully it's still being made for the supermarkets, but that was a cracking beer. It really did put Salt's name on the kind of map there. Since then, they've launched beers into Asda, Sainsbury's, Morrison's. They're in all of the big supermarkets, and now they've dipped their toe with the real discount supermarkets, Lidl. And I think this is a good strategy, a good strategy from Lidl. Let's get the beer out into a glass, see what we get. We got a 1 to 2 finger white head, a good levels of carbonation rolling up the middle of the glass there. It's a slightly hazy straw coloured pale ale. Exactly what I was expecting, really. Looks rather good. But what Lidl did very cleverly is they ran a beer festival over every few months, every quarter, for the last 2 years, and they were literally throwing cans of beer at the wall to see what would stick, to see what people liked, didn't like too much, and they almost used it as a survey, as a means to work out what people wanted to drink if Lidl were gonna kind of go with Magic Rock or Salt Beer or Thornbridge, which they have done. So they put a stout out there, an IPA, now a casual pale ale, and the Harbour beer as well, which hopefully can improve with future batches of that beer. But the first batch wasn't very good. And they've come to the conclusion that, you know, a pale ale from Salt Brewing Company would be the way forward. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. So that's a look at the beer. Let's get the aroma. I tell you what, for a £1.79 can of craft beer, that is pungent. Pungent aroma. Little bit of tangerine, little bit of spicy pepperiness coming through, grapefruit, orange peel. Smells terrific, absolutely terrific. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Just wow. Okay, there's a little bit of an argument here in that I like to talk about price points on the channel. Some people agree with me talking price points. Some people, not many, but there are a few people out there that don't like it when I talk about price point. But personally, being around beer festivals, speaking to brewers over a number of years, brewing collaborations with breweries, I know that price point is a massive important factor in producing and selling beer. If this was a £3 can of craft beer sitting on, say, Asda's shelf, I think I would be a little bit disappointed by it. But I'm not asked to spend £3, am I? I'm asked to spend £1.79, nearly half the price of a £3 can of craft beer. And do you know what? For the money, for that £1.79, that really is holding its own. It really is holding its own. More than holding its own. It's tasty. So just say it's nearly half the price. Let's call it nearly half the price for more or less, isn't it? It doesn't taste like you've taken half of the ingredients out. It doesn't taste like you've reduced the malt bill by 45%, or you've reduced the hop that's used to brew the beer by 45%. It's still using the lovely soft water that comes from Salt Beer Factory. They're still using a lovely clean yeast that offers fantastic flavour for the hops, for the hops to be able to shine. It's a very clean yeast. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. This gives me a fantastic option. I generally buy a lot of beer in Lidl anyway. In fact, I shop in Lidl on a weekly basis. Whilst I picked up my mince and my gammon and my ham and my bread and my milk and everything else that you do when you shop, I had a little cheeky look round the middle of Lidl, like we all do, like we all quietly love to do. Have a look at the middle of Lidl. You end up at the beer aisle, well, in my store, the beer aisle's on the end. And I look forward with anticipation to go down the beer aisle because they've got some fantastic German Pilsners in Lidl. They've got some fantastic Weiss beers, which I buy and drink on a weekly basis. But now I have this added option. If I want, I can buy a Thornbridge chocolate orange stout, or a Magic Rock IPA, or a Salt Pale Ale at 4% ABV. Hopefully the Harbour beer in the future can improve. Hopefully they can work on that one. But this is a lovely pale ale for the money. It really is. A little bit of passion fruit, a little bit of grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange, nicely carbonated, fantastically drinkable beer, really refreshing, 4% ABV. It's just really good. It's just really good. My shopping trolley in Lidl now looks a bit like stouts, pale ales, IPAs, Weiss beers, Pilsners. Fantastic. What a range of beer to choose from under one supermarket. And for a good price point too. That is fantastic value for money. It really is fantastic value for money. 440 millilitre can, casual pale ale. For me, Salt are the kings of the supermarket craft beer world. They really have embraced it and kind of just they dominated it. That would be the word. They've embraced it and they dominated it. Whenever you buy a salt beer from a supermarket, you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. And for £1.79, that's a cracker. It's a cracker. It's a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.